Hey everyone, welcome back to Nextura. I'm so glad you're here today because we're diving into something that could literally change how you experience life. What if the biggest obstacle in your life isn't your circumstances, but how you think about them? Imagine having a simple mental tool that could transform stress into opportunity, or turn a bad day into a good one. This video will unlock the power of cognitive reframing, showing you how to fundamentally shift your perspective and truly change your experience, starting today. If this sounds intriguing, go ahead and hit that like button right now. It really helps the channel grow and brings this content to more people who need it. Let me start with a question. How often do you catch yourself having an immediate, automatic reaction to something that happens? Maybe your boss sends a terse email, and instantly you think, I must be in trouble. Or perhaps a friend doesn't text back quickly, and you assume they're upset with you. Here's the thing. Our minds are incredibly fast at creating stories. But these immediate reactions, they're not always the full story. In fact, they're often just our brain's first attempt at making sense of incomplete information. Picture this. You're running late for an important meeting, and you get stuck in traffic. Your first thought might be, this is a disaster. I'm going to look unprofessional. My day is ruined. Sound familiar? We've all been there. But what if I told you there's a simple, powerful technique that can help you challenge these automatic responses? What if you could train your mind to see the same situation from completely different angles? That's exactly what we're going to explore today. So what exactly is cognitive reframing? Think of it as changing the frame around a picture. The picture, your situation, stays the same. But when you change the frame, the entire experience shifts. Cognitive reframing isn't about denial or toxic positivity. It's not about pretending everything is fine when it's not. Instead, it's about recognizing that there are multiple ways to interpret any situation, and we have the power to choose perspectives that serve us better. Let me give you a perfect example. Two people are stuck in the same traffic jam. Person A is furious. They're thinking about how this ruins their day, how unfair life is, how they always have bad luck. Person B, meanwhile, sees this as an opportunity to listen to that podcast they've been meaning to catch up on, or to practice some deep breathing, or even just to have a few quiet moments to themselves. Same traffic jam. Completely different experiences. That's the power of cognitive reframing. And here's where it gets really fascinating. Neuroscience shows us that when we consistently practice reframing, we're literally reshaping our neural pathways. We're training our brains to default to more helpful perspectives. It's like creating mental shortcuts to resilience and well-being. If you're finding this helpful so far, I'd love it if you could subscribe to Nextura and hit that notification bell. We dive deep into practical psychology and personal development every week. And I don't want you to miss any of these game-changing insights. Let me show you how this works in real life with 3 different scenarios you might relate to. Professional scenario. Imagine you've just been rejected for a job you really wanted. Your initial thought might be, I'm not good enough. I'll never find anything. This is a sign I should give up. But through cognitive reframing, you might see this as, this wasn't the right fit. And that's actually protecting me from ending up somewhere I wouldn't thrive. This rejection is redirecting me towards something better. Plus, I now have interview experience and feedback I can use to improve. Personal relationships. Let's say your partner seems distant lately, and they give you a short response when you ask about their day. Your first thought might be, they're upset with me. I must have done something wrong. Maybe they don't love me anymore. But reframing this situation could lead to, they might be stressed about work or dealing with something personal. This could be their way of coping, not a reflection of how they feel about me. Maybe they need some space, or maybe they need me to ask more gently what's really going on. Health and wellness. You're dealing with chronic pain, and today is a particularly difficult day. Your automatic thought might be, this is never going to get better. I can't do anything. My body is failing me. Through reframing. Today is challenging, but it's also an opportunity to practice self-compassion. I can use this time to rest, which my body clearly needs. Bad days make me appreciate good days even more. I can focus on what my body can do rather than what it can't. Notice in each example, we're not pretending the challenging situation doesn't exist. We're simply opening our minds to alternative interpretations that are equally valid, often more valid, but far more empowering. Now let me give you 3 specific techniques you can start using immediately. Technique 1. Is this truly bad? When something happens and you have that immediate negative reaction, pause and ask yourself, is this truly bad? Or is it just different from what I expected? Often, we label things as bad simply because they're inconvenient or unexpected. Challenge that initial label. For example, if plans get cancelled last minute, instead of thinking, this is terrible, ask, is this truly bad? Maybe it gives you time you didn't know you needed. Or maybe it's protecting you from something that wouldn't have gone well anyway. Technique 2. What else could this mean? This is my personal favorite. When you catch yourself stuck in one interpretation, force yourself to brainstorm at least 3 alternative meanings. Get creative with it. If someone cuts you off in traffic, instead of, they're a terrible person, try, maybe they're rushing to the hospital. Or maybe they genuinely didn't see me. Or maybe they're having the worst day of their life. This isn't about being naive. It's about not letting one interpretation hijack your emotional state. Technique 3. How will this seem to my future self? This is incredibly powerful for putting things in perspective. Ask yourself, how will this situation seem to me in a week, in a month, in a year? Most of the things that feel earth-shattering in the moment barely register in our memory later. This technique helps you tap into that future wisdom right now. I really hope you're getting value from this. If you are, it would mean the world to me if you could share this video with someone who might benefit from it. Sometimes we all need a reminder that we have more control over our experience than we think. Here's the thing about cognitive reframing. It's a muscle, not a magic trick. You wouldn't expect to lift heavy weights on your first day at the gym, and you shouldn't expect to master reframing overnight. Start small. Practice with low-stakes situations first. Maybe it's reframing a minor inconvenience like a long line at the grocery store, or a canceled TV show, or a rainy day when you wanted sunshine. Build your reframing muscle on these smaller challenges before you tackle the bigger ones. Be patient with yourself. Some days, reframing will feel natural and effortless. Other days, you might struggle to see past your initial reaction, and that's completely normal. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. What I can promise you is this: consistent practice of cognitive reframing will profoundly impact your well-being, reduce your stress levels, and increase your overall life satisfaction. You'll find yourself more resilient, more optimistic, and more in control of your emotional state. You're essentially training yourself to be your own best friend, your own wise counselor, your own source of perspective and hope. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought. You have far more power over your experience than you might realize. Your circumstances don't have to dictate your emotional state. Your first reaction doesn't have to be your final reaction. Cognitive reframing gives you the ability to step back, breathe, and choose how you want to interpret what's happening to you. It's one of the most valuable life skills you can develop. If this video helped shift your perspective even a little bit, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps other people discover this content. And if you want more practical psychology and personal development insights, make sure you're subscribed to Nextura with notifications on. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's one situation in your life that you could try reframing? What alternative perspective might serve you better? Let's support each other in this journey of growth. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, remember, you have the power to change your reality by changing your perspective.